Hello everybody, welcome back to Blueprints. Yesterday I went a little bit stir crazy with the data gathering I was trying to do, but in the off time I did go and find my draft for the improved cloister, and the cloister of Renna was one of the options I got. So we have the name Renna for number 1 with the gardening hoe. So that is additional information for us, which is something. But I'm running thinner and thinner on goals and mysteries and things to do that I'm at least aware of. Sleeping Mass, gems and keys. I'll take the gems and keys for sure. And a Sleeping Mass never hurt. So things I want to do is I really want to draft the library with the looking glass, the magnifying glass. Oh, we have a key card because we finished in a break room yesterday. Absolutely. The current puzzles on the dartboard are hell. So give me a storeroom. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that and that. I'm going to turn my fan on because it's 1,000,000 degrees in my flat office right now. In minor life news, I'd probably do this early if we want loads of unlocked doors. We are starting to see the documentation that we need through for the pending potential purchase of my new house. So we are slowly getting there. Right, all of these guys, I have noted their names and appearance elsewhere, so I don't need those on record anymore. There's nothing else I can see in this room. We can't step behind these guys. Nothing on here. These these hands are in lots of different buildings, lots of different rooms. Sometimes they point left, sometimes they point right, sometimes they point up, sometimes they point down. Actually, I've seen down. I don't know if I've seen up, because down they act as a table. Commissary and just buy loads of useful items. Maybe a magnifying glass. That'd be great. I don't see one. Right, well, a salt shaker and a shovel is certainly something. Effective first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically, as your attendance will no longer be registered in morning roll call. It's doubly important that you check the electronic computers in the estate. 2 of the terminals can be found here and here. Any questions concerning do this? That is a lie. Okay, I'm just looking for any kind of clues about information relating to the different locations, because I feel like anything could be something helpful at this point. Reading nook into library means that if we can draft a looking glass, then we will be able to look at our stamp collection, which is important. I took a book as well, a history book. So we're going to have to sit and read for a while, I think. But I'm ready for this today. So here's the notes page. Let's go blueprints notes. And I can give a couple of extra millimeters down at the bottom there. Then what else have I done here? Sigils. I have this little table now, so we have suspected colors. We've done some of that. We have various bits of information about things down here that I think are pertinent. Family and politics is just birth certificates at the moment, but that probably needs to be a lot more like stuff. Angels we just discussed. I've cleaned this up, so we've got draft furnace next to freezer, more stuff in a new clue book, classroom 9 exam, pushpin map in room 46, room 008 question mark, and more lighting of candles. I can't guarantee that I've found them all. So the history of Orindia, Ajira to Uraja. Are they? They're not palindromes, but they are anagrams. No idea if that matters. So, /page. Page. The history of India. Ajira to Araja. Right, forward. Orindia was once the name of the designate, used to designate the realms of the eastern waters. Honestly, let's just start snipping a lot. Because this stuff's going to be... Do I want a picture of the crown? Sure. Why not, right? I don't want to embed links. I just want to hit return twice. Thanks. Okay, we're going to capture all of these pages for mostly for future reference of things. And I will take what notes I can as we go. The stuff that seems particularly pertinent. Is that the castle we saw in the basement? That would seem like an important thing to note. Right, I'm going to capture the pages first, then I'm going to worry about the rest of it. We will refresh a good read through in a second. I think I've seen these three statues holding pots at one of the postcard sections down in the basement. The third era. But the pages like to load on their own schedule, don't they? The images I've captured. What more do we have? What more? What more? The fourth era. Who knew there were so many eras? Honestly, I wish I had just done this the first time I saw all of these books. Because then it would just be done. But, you know, these things happen. And you guys, if you've played the game further ahead than I have, you must have known, oh, don't do that. Bring back everything. Thank you. Stupid machine. You must have known these kinds of things would be expected down the line. I'm definitely not doing this for the storybook, though. That thing was real long. All of my windows have gone absolutely haywire with all of that minimizing and unminimizing malarkey. Is this the end of the book? Especially if we're gonna... Nope, there's another era. If we're gonna do the exam at the end of Classroom 9, then having an open book exam is probably going to be important. Because I'm not going to memorize all of this stuff. I'm not in school anymore. No, please. Okay, that's done. So now we can focus on reading the damn book. Obviously the symbols are important. Orindia was once the name used to designate the realms of eastern waters, so we know that from this map. There's more land over on the left. Yeah. Though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics nor commonly known by the average citizen, its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands that it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Orindians. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for generations yet to come. 1. Agira. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often denoted as Agira, by the ascension of the first king of Orinda, whose name, Oris, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence whose sway in the region made the ideal candidate for unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Oris had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Orinda could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry along the thoroughfares from Oris to the known West Banks. A new kingdom was born. The Second Era. It was the 4th king of Orinda who split the vast domain into 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and the heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called the new realm Orinda Ares. Right, so the east middle is Orinda Ares, to the eldest child of the 4th king. And eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather. Yeah, so his daughters, to the eldest child, the middle province. To the youngest, he bestowed upon the realm of Arch Ares the land of the northern storms. East-north is Arch Ares, the northern storms. And this went to the youngest. A wild and untamed expanse with the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. There was a brother? I just assumed they were all women, but I guess not. I guess I've got eldest child. The youngest he bestowed his middle child, his only daughter. Well, I could have got there if I kept reading, couldn't I? To his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted the southeast Araja. To middle child, only daughter. I could totally imagine this being on a history test. The mystical realm of ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magicry, and the poetry of the old tongue. The northern one, middle province and heartspring of the kingdom, the eldest accepted the gift after the angelic paragon of royalty. But the middle one is the land of the North Stores, wild, untamed vastness. This is steeped in tradition, magic, and poetry, but it doesn't really say what the first one is. But hey, the book's here if I need it later. The Third Era. As the Second Era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating into bountiful resources of their lands, and developed a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the Third Era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Ares to the southern shores of Araja. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation of the promise of a prosperous and bright future, a promise that would unfortunately, as many readers will soon find out, not be kept. Right, we've got the three things here. So, books, notes, sigils. Symbol 1 is, there's my snipper. What kind of pen do we have at the moment? Give me a red pen, or give me the custom pen. I'll do. Middle one. Copy. Paste. So that makes enough sense. I think we've already beaten this, but it's nice to just have it there for completeness sake, right? Then symbol of the mountains. Which one are you, symbol of the mountains? Symbol 3. Give that to you. And then the black window symbol. Symbol 4. So what does symbol 2 represent? If it's between symbols 1, 2, 3, and 4, but they aren't one of the core 3, I wonder. Uncertain. But hey. The Fourth Era. As the kingdom of Orinda Ares entered the Fourth Era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Decoding III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. Can we get back to our book page, please? That one. This one. He was a king who often seen among the people, eating, drinking, conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well, who could scarcely believe they, as peasantry, would ever sup with the crown. Decoding was renowned for the king of the people, as the king of the people, and was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Oris, leaving castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare, yet not all were swayed so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tares and tales of common folk. These dissenting voices planting the seeds of discontent, which took the root in the lawns and gardens of nobles of Fen, or, as I have been instructed to say, the grand city of Fen. Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Decoding III, the Fourth Era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally of his old age, surrounded by the people of Oris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Fen declared himself a true monarch. The declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters due to the fact that Decoding IV shared his father's good name but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a centre of splendour, were transformed into a battlefield as cries of the innocent echoed through the city streets stained in red. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbours. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the North Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form the formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favours to persuade the nearby realm of Archnaries and Nuance to join their cause. Where is Nuance? However, even with the tide turning in their favour, the victory did not come. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 years and saw buried in one every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death he had won. Oris had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and their place, red banners, were hoisted in honour of the fallen Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled for their lives in fear to the south, forever exiled. Today, realms inherited by the three, Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Iraja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that spans across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colours of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land that we call home. For this, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land sprung forth of great empire and greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, of our children. This land, after all that has happened, still Orindia. Okay. Good stuff. Good note-taking. And up here... I think there's one more upgrade disc. One sanctum key, 2 red letters. Though there is a vision at the guy about not getting that. I want to check out the stamps. I would rather do it with the magnifying glass. Because we can see some of the ones that we know. This guy we know. I think that's the tiny rainbow at the bottom. We obviously know the name Nuance now. What other ones do we recognize the symbols of? There's the Black Widow symbol at the top there. But I would love to come back with the magnifying glass to take those notes. Otherwise, the things that I want to be most obvious about them won't be. So, going north. Back on our journey. I was told by somebody in the comments or somebody in one of my spoiler chats, I can't remember where, that I should draft the treasure trove more and I should proceed to try and open this chest more frequently. Green memos in white boxes are always lies. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to books, to notes, to rooms. What is the name of this room? This is the treasure trove, which I probably don't have a page for because we gained this much later. New page. Treasure trove. And we're going to start capturing these notes in case they become pertinent for another puzzle later, because I feel like that's the kind of thing the game would do. So we'll keep a running tally of those. Otherwise, in this room, is there anything that I've missed? This feels like very far back here to be, but I don't see anything. There's the picture of the lock, which is something that's fairly standard. Clock and a lock. Okay, well, we got a bunch of money for that, which is nice. And here I will take a parlor. I didn't go and draft an outdoor room, which is probably a mistake. Honestly, I'm not going to read all of that. Last time it was the black box twice. So I'm not going to pick the black box out of Gambler's Fallacy. There you go. I will take a dining room. And knowing that we're going to get those steps later, I'm now going to go back to the foyer, draft an outside room, and then do the other early stage rooms. I wonder how many more dart games I need to do in order to get the dart game puzzle. Sorry, the dart game puzzle trophy. We have an item for trade. in the extra key that we've just gained. The turning key, but I think we'll do shelter. I won't go down there yet today. If we can find the lab, we want to try and do a bunch of lab experiments to see if we can screw around with the radiation. We did that one, so entrance hall. North. Let's do the drawing room. We pay a gem, but we get a gem back, so that's fine. There's been a patch. These stay open now, which is like a dream. Okay. Gonna leave that. Yeah, so that just stays open now. No extra time to unlock it, no extra animation to watch. It just is open, which is great. Do I want the rumpus room? I don't think I've drafted the rumpus room since doing the last message from this guy. Alright, he does not prompt me to put a coin in him anymore. Duly noted. Otherwise, like, there's so many hats in this game, and is this... Right, hold on. Is that one of the hats that belongs to one of the angels? I didn't take pictures of all the angels, did I? I don't know if the other hats that I've seen work out that way or not. I've seen so many hats. And like chess pieces weren't random. And so why would hats be random? I don't know. It baffles me. Well, if we go left now, we can do a full house. Otherwise, we can get a package for tomorrow, which is nice. Or we can make it so that green rooms do not cost gems to draft. Let's do that. We can save our gems for other rooms. Do we have a shovel? We do have a shovel. A tasty seasoned turnip. A couple coins. Nothing on the mug. Nothing to dig in this patio that I can suddenly discover. Alright. Right, so now we have to go all the way back to the dining room, amusingly. But that's fine. So glad I finally solved that puzzle. So all... the safe, I mean. All of our hallways will be unlocked. And all of our green rooms will be free. So there's quite a lot of flexibility today. Look at all the extra money I could have had. More rare and unusual rooms? No, I think I'm going to keep the other open direction for fear of getting myself dead-ended. Oh, I've got such an itchy nose today. Okay, nothing else in here. That's a dead end. Yeah, like, I'm so paranoid about things that I might have missed. Like this has got 3 stones, 2 stones, 4 stones, 3 stones. Does that mean anything? I don't know. I guess we should do the break room. We don't need the gems as much. We probably don't need the keys as much either, but I do need to eventually get all of the trophy for this. Staff contracts are no longer kept in the highest rank. Finally arrived, blah, blah, blah. Holly, da, da, da. Living staff, da, da, da. That's all the same. Rules for staff, 1 point per consecutive dartboard scoring during breaks each week. Gets an extended lunch. Right, 13. A third of 10 would be 3 if we round. A third of 2 would be point... Okay, this would be 3.3. This would be 1.2-ish. 3 point... It makes 4? Oh, wait, if I take 10 and 2 and make 12 and then take a third of that, that's 4. Oh, jeez. A third of 10 is 3.3. I'm going to get a sodding calculator. Perhaps that's where I'm going wrong. I was, like, so resigned to doing it in my head, but if I can do it with a calculator, maybe that just gives me the perfect results. So, 10 divided by 3, or a third of 10. Minus 3 squared is 9. No, pink isn't minus. Yellow's minus. Times 9. Minus 1 is 29. Divided by 11. Hold on, I need to hit equals between these things, otherwise it makes it one long sum and the BODMAS, BIDMAS, whatever it's called, breaks. So, minus 1 divided by 11 is 2.6, which rounds up to 3? No. Oh god. 4. Am I remembering those things correctly? The math. Purple is multiplication. So we've got 10 divided by 3, or a third of 10 is 3.3. Then 3 squared is 9. Times by 9 is 29.9, which is rounds up to exactly 30. We round that up to 30. Then minus 1/3 of 3 is minus 1, is 29. And then divide that by 11 is 2 if we round down. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh god. I can't just keep guessing these. But what other solution do I have apart from going online and finding a solver? 13, 4, 4, 13, 4, 13, 13, 4, 6, 13, 4, 10, 13, 4, 15. Problem is, I'm not even going to remember what the equation was to get to the right answer. And that's half of the board already done. I think I did 3 already. Oh, come on. I'm like, maybe if we go anti-clockwise, we'll find it faster. If there's another sum after this, I'm screwed. It was 9. Interesting. Okay, can I do this one? Maybe. So 0 minus 3 of 1/3 of 9 is 3. Times by 3 is 9. Plus 10 is 19. And times by 1 is still 19. No! What am I doing wrong? Also, I've already forgotten what number this was. 9. What else is going on here? Like if it's not 3 for 1/3 of 9, then I don't know what it is, you know? -3 times by 3 is 9. Is -9 because there's not two negatives. Maybe that's where I went wrong. Then this is +10. So -9 plus 10 is +1. Times by 1 is 1. Oh god, okay. I'm slowly understanding. Kinda. This bedroom counts as 2 bedrooms. If you have exactly 2 green rooms, when I draft this, double my gems. I do. I do have exactly 2 green rooms, but I would rather take the lab. Right, look for notes and stuff that I haven't read in ages. I typically work over at Sinker Labs. We got sent over here for a month to assist more with the new turbine tests. I think I need some help. For the past 3 days, I've been unable to find the laboratory on the estate. Today was the first success on that front. Can anyone tell me if it's typical, and if so, how have you got any work done? Before I arrived, I was briefed on the way the doors work, but I must admit I did not expect to be excluded from my workstation for the first week. Any tips from fellow technicians would be appreciated. Okay, nothing there for me. Then there's this. Nothing here, nothing here. Anything on this table? I think sometimes there are items on this table. Don't see anything. Nothing hiding in there. This is a lie. Okay. Experiment setup first. Each time you find trash while digging, add 1 gold to your allowance. That's a good one. Especially with free green rooms and other stuff. Log into network, Swan Song. Finally memorized that guy. Staff services. Special orders. Place an order for a magnifying glass. Then I don't need to look at anything else right now. I could do security, I guess. But I've already got a key card, so, and loads of keys, so I'm less bothered to do it. Anything else in any of these places? There's a red book there. There's the vents in the ceiling. Otherwise, I kind of assume that most of the science jargon is unimportant to the grand scheme. But, you know, that is an assumption. It's a weird cupboard. I thought it was a fume hood, but really does not look like a fume hood. Spare green room. Ballroom sets gems to 2. We don't want that. I don't want to put extra stuff, so maybe the green room will have some dig spots for us. Absolutely not. Shame. We will go north off the bedroom. Plus 2 steps. There is this picture. Seen it many times before. +5 from the sleep mask. Doesn't help me. There is this picture of Reddington. I don't think this helps me. There is car keys. That might be helpful. We could go garage right now, but then we are limited to just north off dining room, which frightens me. So give me another parlour to keep a room open. We do have a key card, so we could go up under the foundation via the elevator, now that I give it some extra thought. That's probably an extra good reason to have the staff break room. So we have 3 wind-up keys, so we can't fail this. Lovely. Anything on here? No. Nothing on these little todgers? No. Hiding in the fireplace. Okay. Something left turny-ish, please. Observatory is great. Key. There are no clues in this that I'm aware of. 2 trunks added to the hall. +1 diamond. And the inkwell. We do not currently have a sledgehammer. Boiler room. Sometimes it has dig spots. There is 11 extra for our lunchbox. No. We have the boiler room and we have the foundation right next to us. So, I think this is an ideal time to get that on. And then we're going down. Also, there's dig spots in here. How could I forget? Trash, trash, trash. That's not trash. That's quite delightful. Trash, trash, trash. Man, the soil today is vibrant. There you go. Our allowance has been raised. Right, so we're now going to go have a real fun time playing with the big cog room because of something I missed the last time we were there. But how have we been going for 42 minutes already? I guess I did spend a lot of time faffing around with books and screenshots. Right, so it's out of... I think it's that one. So it's not this, but it is... this, I think. Hopefully I've remembered correctly. So this red electric box connects to this door. We get out here. Can we see anything else of super interest down there? Not really. Have I lined this up correctly? I believe I have. So there's that one there, which shows you the reservoir. This is locked again. Well, it's unlocked again now. So, Foreman's log. There is the castle we were just discussing from the book. And here... well, give me the gem. So, what do we have? May 8th. Dear Baron Sinclair, to begin, my name is Worth Lord. My father used to work for your father, the Right Honourable Baron Thomas Sinclair, between the years of 1915 1918. Right, this note at the back is the thing I missed. We're not blind to the irony of blackmailing you for a blackmail letter, and we're not proud to join the endless procession of those who have knocked on your mailbox looking for a handout. Particularly so when our methods lack the refined sophistication and class that this author so effortlessly wields. Well, I don't know that that was super duper worth it, but here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to here, and I'm going to go pages. I'm going to go page, rather. And we're going to go red letters. And then this is red letter number 1. Right, I'm going to screen cap these and I'll be back with you. Right, I've captured those. I did wonder for a brief second, would there ever be a chance that the letters here that make up the start of the lines that get cut off by the next page would spell something, but MDTUB1MMW doesn't look like something. Also, these two M's being so similar make me wonder, is it actually handwritten or is it a font of handwriting? But I don't know. But that is that from there. This is also where these are. And these. But I guess this makes sense, right? Because if I take a screenshot of this, where the castle is, and we come back to, oh god, sigils, symbol 1. This is symbol 1. And this is where this exists. So, don't know quite how this evolves, but hey, we have that knowledge as well. But I don't think I need to log these. And now I'm paranoid that I think I probably should. So we've got red letters, /page. Oh god, I'm getting real in the weeds now. Construction notes, construction logs. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to need later down the line now, and I'm paranoid about it. Especially when it's like up here, where it's so much work to come get up here, you know? Do I need to go back over there? Is it worth doing it once while I'm here and have access and have everything powered? Maybe. Let's go this way. And do this while we're here. There's a bit of a hiccup there. Hold right mouse button to skip. Also, all these doors always unlock, don't they? Yeah. And it's just this one that we don't have a key for. Okay, well, we looked at those the other day. Eventually we're going to have to start trying to piece together the other sigils, but I want to get at least the stamps and a general kind of pass-through of the many and various other rooms before I start tackling those. Right, so it's going to be there. Run back up. Then we've got to remember our science experiment is live for getting interesting things. So this shows the water level, which we understand. There's probably like an upgrade disk or something there. And we have this Foreman's log. So you know what? I'll start capturing these, especially because they are numbered. The previous one was 102, this one is 228, so big discrepancy on the number of logs entered versus the number of logs we found, because I don't expect we're going to find 228 logs, right? This still bugs me. The fact that this even exists. Like, this could have just as easily been a wall. But no, that's over there. Alright, we can build our path back to where we're going. Which is not that. It's all the way around again. But our notes, they blossom and they bloom. I wonder if there's anything to be observed by taking the redacted book back out of the library and logging exactly which words are redacted. Does that seem like overkill? Probably. Foreman's log 608. Yeah, they can't just be numerical, can they? Don't know, but I'll put them in order and then who knows? Don't have a key for any of that. Don't think there's any dig spots down here. Very unsafe. A boy could get hurt falling down there, you know? Alright, we're done here for a hot minute. And we're back to regular house stuff. So, we can go west from the boiler room. Let's not do that yet, because there are rooms that I still want to see with power more frequently. And so I'll wait till I perhaps have dice or something to do that. Pantry here is totally fine. Apple, coins, that note that we've seen before. The cloister will have dig spots. And if we can find rooms with fireplaces off of this, then all the more potential dig spots. Which would be very welcome. How many turnips are we going to find today? More than ever. Alright. So, rooms with fireplaces. Do I want to use a special key? I'll use a special key north of here. Closed exhibit is okay because we have a security key card. Also, oh, hold on. Wait. The doors in this room are security locked. Sure. But we have... we have sheltered from the shelter. I wondered if it was going to somehow impact this, but it looks like these are just unlocked anyway. Which is fine. Well, these will be unlocked when we want them. Do I want to go down? We've got so many steps. I'm going to come do this first. East wall. Fireplaces. Den has a fireplace. And 2 suitable doors. The chimney has been swept of soot. Show me the trash. Broken lever. Not often you find actual items in the hole. Allowance has been raised. Allowance has been raised. Coin. This might be a day to go assess the radiation levels as well. Turnip. Turnip. Pebbles. Was something beeping? Something is beeping. That key. Alright, let's draft the south. Can't lockpick this door. We could do a corridor gets us down to the dining room for free rather than having to go the long way. And it's a very long way. Or we could take items or a package for tomorrow. Tempted by items just because it might have a magnifying glass in there. And we've got so many steps, right? Key, gem, gem. Coins. Is that an item? Coins? I guess it can be an item. I've just never seen it be coins in here before. This is the room of all the hats, clearly. Well, I don't think I'm missing anything. It's not like, oh, there is something hidden in the jacket pocket of the green coat. You imagine? Alright, I guess there's not another item in here, it was just coins. North of the den, or... well, we'll draft this here, but we don't have to go through it. We could absolutely do an attic. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. Right, we are flush. This is about the book. And back here, there is this. Is there anything else? Why do I feel like you're looking more suspicious today? Just my paranoia. There's a bishop in here. There's not any way to move through there. This feels suspicious. Okay. We do need to draft security again, so that I can make an assessment of the monitors. Fireplace? No. I could redraw, looking for a fireplace. I could just take the boudoir, we get more steps again. There's also a gem in there and 2 dice. I'm determined to not reroll with stars because I would like to get to... I would like to get to... There's a leaf on the back of this door. That's interesting. I hadn't really ever clocked it. I'll screenshot that on another day. This episode's going to be long enough as it is. I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, I want to get to 100 stars. It's something I want to do. Hey, security. What are the odds? Okay, so, first of all, look for things. We closed off the attic, even though there was a door We closed off that door because there was a thing. Yeah, sure. The old memos notes. Okay, so let's take a second and change some things around. So this is my security tab in my great big list of all of the things. So this is the office, and that scribble looks like an O. That is the archives, and there is a scribble for an A. So if I do this, right, and we take, is it just going to be this? Is it just going to be this section here? Because that's the bit that's pictured in both of them rather than the whole width, though I will double, triple check the whole width. Give me a custom pen that is thick and red to contrast the green. Thanks. So, what rooms do we have? This is security. I know, I want to be correct about my thoughts here. This is the archive. This is the nook. This is the office. Right, this is the walk-in closet, I think. So, let me put that there. You can see kind of some of that. I'm sorry, it's not perfect. Blue rooms. Walk-in closet. With all of that stuff. So this is definitely a W. Oh my god, is this going to spell... This is spare room. This is storeroom. This is nursery. This is the gallery. Swan song. Then that's the... what's the really swanky shop called? Shops. The showroom. And is that just a regular hallway? Is it HSS Herbert S. Sinclair? Well, that was not the revelation I was hoping it would be. But I can eliminate that from my brain now, I think. I can't delete that. I can't do anything with that. Here we've got library, wine cellar, vault, music room, nook, pool, vault, ballroom. They don't seem to spell much. Honestly, if that's how you got the password for the terminal, more power to you. So we've got exits off security and the boiler room at the moment. We do now have 2 dice for the boiler room if we want to use them. I think this hallway is the only sensible decision here. Dinner is served. Treasure map. I need to spend some of this gold, man. I never have this much gold. Oh, could I afford the Swimbird plushie in the fancy shop? Oh, it's just all gems today, huh? I need to launder my money. We have 19 gems, and the doors off of these will always be unlocked, so it's an easy decision. What is that? Hold on. What is this? Exhibit security systems. Reveal the tripwire. Lower the barrier. What the absolute... Do I have to sprint around? Okay, let's see if I can just get to it. Jesus. Okay, this has turned into a unbelievable new mystery. Can I make that run in 10 seconds? A familiar red paper crown. If there is not a red room among the first 3 floor plans you draw while drafting, you may redraw floor plans. Also useful for rehearsing museum burglary. Well, that answers that question, huh? If there is not a red room among the first 3 floor plans you draw while drafting, you may redraw floor plans. We've also had 4 successful triggers on our security. We were working in this direction. I'm so glad I took this. I could have gone months without ever seeing this. You know? Makes me think what might be at the back of the throne room. Let's do the solarium now. Get a gem. Do a dig. A coin. 102. Still super curious about this tea. It's definitely there. You can't tell me it's not. Mr. Nagala, Anne wanted me to remind you once again that it is expected of you to keep the grass tidy. Feeling you may have forgotten how to open the cloister again. Do this. Face to face, do. Okay. Like, this mystery irks me so much. Office? Oh, we can redraw. Do I want to redraw? I probably don't want to redraw. So this is now here. Open, available. I will capture that down the line. Coins. That, and then there's this. Let's check the radiation levels. That's the wrong password, for sure. Remote terminal access, view active terminals. The shelter should be online because I opened it. I guess I didn't go down there yet. Holy. Emergency protocol initiated. All doors unlocked. Safety protocol 5013315. Okay. So that's done. So we never have to worry about keys again. Study has another safe in it. Laundry room, we could launder these gems. Music room, I don't need a key. I kind of want to see what the back of the solarium looks like because it has that T. But I think that's one window over, so maybe I'm being greedy. Also, if I was going to do laundry, what would I do? Make loads of gems that I don't need? Make loads of keys that I don't need? Like, it doesn't help me. Yeah, this was a nothing burger. So we can't ever use those, I think, because everything is locked, right? And there's this denoted in verse. Don't know what that means. Okay, we've spread loads of money around, so there's a chance we could save up enough money to do interesting things. If we find one of the interesting shops. Locksmith is not one of them. Let's redraw. The trophy room? Sure. So we can see our trophies. Full house trophy. Trophy for getting room 46. A logical trophy for the puzzle boxes and the inventor trophy. So I need to do 5 more dartboards. I don't know what a strategy sweepstake is. I feel like there should be something else in this room as well, but who knows what it could be. Not me. Once again, hat. Though, I don't think there's a hunter among the angels, is there? Right, where are we? Aquarium keeps options open. And has power to do interesting powered things. That is more allowance. The radiation levels must be off the charts by now. Oh. If we took the freezer, it would freeze 105 gold and 18 gems, which is certainly something. But also, you're saying there's a chance I could come up here off of the boiler room and find the sauna or the furnace there. I think I have to try that today. So, just colossal amount. Oh, this is refrozen. That's interesting. What does that say? Do not open. Not for staff use, Master Sinclair's personal freezer. Okay. So, you're saying there's a chance. I think it's just follow the right-hand wall for a while. We're going to have so much money tomorrow. Oh, we spread money around. Yeah. I wonder how many other rooms have secrets hidden on their back edges, you know? Right, I think I want to reset this to about here, or here. Or there. It's one of them. That'll do. Right. I can rotate. I can just take that, or I can rotate, but Just take this, because this way I still have the dovecot available for later. The Mount Holly gift shop is a terrible time for it, but at the same time, maybe tomorrow we can come back and buy this. Because my money, I don't have enough money, and it's frozen. We could do a mail room for tomorrow. I'm fine with that. I'm going to go in. I can go in. I've got 50 steps and nothing else going on anytime soon. All of the letters up till this is the last stamp. Oh, I got the magnifying glass and the stamps. I got so caught up on everything else we've done today. Okay. Conference room. The spread has already happened, so not showing up there. We could do the weight room and we'd be safe from it. Nursery, corridor. I don't want to redraw in here. Let's do the weight room. Be sheltered from it. And I don't even know if that's an open passageway on my map right now. I don't think it is. I think we did a... Oh, I can see a door. No, there's the top of that. The destruction of structural elements like the house walls will not permanently reset every few days, except that's a lie. I've seen that before. Right, vents. Right. One time, can we draft... We can't draft the sauna because we didn't draft the swimming pool, so it would have to be the furnace. No furnace. Redraw on Red Crown. Oh my god! Your accounts have been thawed. Oh my god, it's all happening today. Oh, what a day. Right, not the mailroom. Thank god we've still got 43 steps. Also, if I really have to, I can go all the way back to the dining room. Would it be worth doing that right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get at least 20. Right now, I have 41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're fine. We're so fine. So through here. God, what a day. A glorious day. Oh, my money is back. My 105. Interesting. If I can find 5 more gold after having spreaded gold out earlier, we can buy the Swimbird plushie. That's still frozen. What? Oh, is it taking its time? It's taking its time. Thank God. I was going to be so mad. The network servers are out of cold storage. Right, so gem, key, pawn, come on. The freeze is at 17 degrees. You have to thaw. There's a letter right there. I can see it. I can't make it any hotter in here. My stuff is frozen again. And I'm mad about it, because I was going to buy the Swimbird plush. What do you mean I can't get to this letter? I'm so mad. Do I actually have to sit here for a while? Everything else has been thawing out. This door thawed out. I can't be expected to do the furnace and the sauna, can I? Alright, I'm gonna actually Google this because I feel like I've done what it wants of me and there's so little else I could possibly do. I'm gonna triple check I'm not going crazy. Okay, so if I had have read the note in the lab more closely, it says that the freezer thaws, but to unfreeze these you need a direct source of heat, which I guess would be the burning glass. So that's on me. So drafting the furnace here was almost for naught, which is kind of lame. So my next question is, imagine if I could unfreeze my accounts by standing next to a fire. That would be hilarious. If I go back to the furnace, can I unfreeze my accounts? Because if I can get to 110 coins today, I will go back to the gift shop and buy the plushie. So I want to go and do as many rooms that I haven't been in for gold. Oh, I need to unfreeze first. Okay, so to do that, I need to do past the foundation. Oh god. Now I'm worried about my steps, but I do still have the dining room. Also, I could shortcut to the front of the house. But it's probably just as fast, I think, to do the 3 steps around. So we're going to go get dinner. Hopefully it's fish or pizza. Bedroom, spare room, laboratory, break room, courtyard. Bedroom, spare room, laboratory. There's the note. Cooler is unaffected. That's what that says. Okay. Break room. Courtyard dining room. Steak with a showroom. Alright. Hopefully that keeps us going. So, I need to go unthaw. Also, there is a pair of trunks in the foyer. So, there are still options. So, I would really like to unthaw, please. Boiler, gift shop, conference furnace. Right, my accounts have been thawed. That's what I wanted. Nothing in the weight room for me, I assume. I need 5 more gold. We've seen 5 more gold. Haven't we? I think we have. Is there money over there? I don't see any. Boiler room doesn't have money in it. Observatory didn't. This doesn't. 20 steps. There's 2 there. There was some in the break room. God. None in the lab. How much here? 2? Oh! Yes! Okay. 110 was perfect, right? So... where's the library? It's back here. I think it's easier to get the books than it is to get 110 gold. Right? But what a day. What an unbelievable day. I'm being so overly paranoid about my steps right now. Unlocked. Dare mode. Giant swimbird plushie, a permanent addition to the master bedroom. We need 8 tents for that. 8 trophies for that. Right, so we've spent all of our money. We could go freeze 18 gems. We could try and get to the library. Well, here's what we can do with 12 steps. We can go... over here. It's going to be a bit of an extra hike, but I think it's going to be worth it to have the most productive day I've ever had. Except I'm mad that the security cameras spell Swan Song and not something more interesting. Right, zoom zoom. I'm not going to screen cap that right now because there's too much else going on. The stars are out. Are we going to get to the library again or no? Oh look, more money. And even more money. It's like we never spent it all in the first place. 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually have exactly enough steps to get back to the library. And to go assess our stamp collection with the spyglass. Is that my... yeah, my most expensive thing is the 110 gold swimbird plushie. And then we have our stamp collections. So... can't quite read the text at the top there. Revan... it's probably in the other language, that's why it's not very clear. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take really good images of these, and then I will cap them off of the recording. There's nuance with a blimp. There's no shape on nuance. There's Pentagon. Grand Realm of Fen Ares. Then Arch Ares. Is that the Stormy North? In commemoration of the opening of the 5th Zone Power Plant the Contessa. Then Vera Shores. And this very frosty looking one with chevrons on it. So that might be the chevron place. And this one has the rainbow symbol at the bottom. The White Sea of Yore. So that is all of the stamps given a really good looking over. So I can pull information off of those later. That looks like gibberish. For the first coat check. Always take the conservatory. I should honestly memorize these because then I'll know exactly what I can make with what I have. It's weird that in that list of stuff, it offers you up the coupon book, I'm sure. And yet here, it's just not listed on any of them. Okay, I think that is one incredibly productive day. Unfortunately, we're not going to get all the way back to the freezer, but we don't need to. We saw the radiation count, we saw the freezer, we saw the Mount Holly gift shop purchase, we saw the back of the closed exhibit and saw the paper crown. Like, just so much stuff today. Our allowance is increased to 50. What a great, great hour and a half of progress. Garden excavation site of fire and ice. 6 green rooms, 19 excavated dig spots, freezer and furnace. Could you imagine if there was like, if it was like, in my head, in something like Animal Well, there would be a hidden code in the windows of this building, but you have to draft the different kinds of building to get the different codes out of the window, which is not a thing as far as I'm aware, but that would be super interesting if it was. This is zooming in on our tent. I wonder if this ends up going somewhere other than just zooming in on the campfire. Could you imagine if there was a hint there as well? Like, the world of possibilities for where you could hide stuff is endless. And my brain doesn't know what to do with that information, you know? And we went down to the downstairs, we boiler roomed the access panel to go see that additional note. I'm really pushing in on the zoom here. Imagine it just kept going and it clipped through the tent and ended up way off in the distance. It ain't stopping. I'm gonna see this one out now. That is the longest time I've ever spent on this screen. Yeah, ending in the break room is nice and starting with a key card for the next day. That is huge. Go on, clip out of the back of the tent. It would be hilarious. Or like there's a cutscene where Simon has a weird dream. That would be bizarre. Alright, we're past the pillow. Is there anything else that's going to happen, or is it just a black screen? That's probably it, isn't it? Okay, I tried. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.